Square is building a decentralized finance business using Bitcoin. That's right. Square wants to have DeFi applications which rely on smart contracts rather than banks or other third parties to execute transactions. They're apparently not interested in Ethereum, EOS, or any of the other usual suspects. They want to do it on Bitcoin. Lamar Wilson, your thoughts on Square building a decentralized finance system on Bitcoin?
I think it's great. I think everything needs to be decentralized. I think that decentralization is about empowerment. Centralization is about being in power, right? So I think anyone who's focusing on decentralization it's a good thing, and to build it on the strongest blockchain in the world, the most secure blockchain in the world, I think is smart as well. And the thing I like about it the most is that it's going to be open source, and they're going to open that up to developers to be able to develop with it and move that initiative along. So I think all of that together is really, really, really cool. But I just always want to tell people, like, this is not the first time that large business has taken on open source software and basically subsidized it, right? I remember BitPay did the copay wallet, the multi-sig copay wallet. So I mean, these companies are doing that. So it's not like a huge thing, but it is really good to see, especially public traded companies like Square, take up the mantle and say, you know what, we want to move towards decentralization. And I think the key name is, I think the code name right now is TBD, and everybody thinks it's to be determined. But I think, like my man Mal Sutter said, it's to be decentralized. I think that's really what's going on, man. So yeah, I think it's a really, really good thing, and I hope other companies come along and try to push that initiative forward as well.
I remember that it wasn't too long after that BitGo, I think, tried to copyright the entire concept of multi-sig. So they would control it for everyone, leading Peter Todd to famously quip, BitGo. Oh, whenever I think of that company, I always think, BitGo, fuck yourself. BitGo, fuck yourself. Yes. Josh Segala, your thoughts on Square building a decentralized finance system?
Man, I don't think I've ever heard such a sophisticated "go fuck yourself." Hey, so yeah, I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. I think DeFi is the shit. I love decentralized finance. I think it's super fascinating, the area. When we first started Voltoro, it was after the Mt. Gox hack. And my brother and I sat down to try and figure out how to build a decentralized exchange, because we're over these exchanges running away. There was a whole gamut of exchanges that were just going bust, or online wallets just disappearing. And I just got so angry, because back then you'd get just clueless journalists saying the CEO of Bitcoin has run off with everyone's money, and just stuff like that. So I was like, let's build a decentralized exchange. But the problem was, Bitcoin's op return codes just aren't built for the complex structures you need for that. And so instead, we focused building Voltoro with an allocated asset like gold, but focused on transparency, because the Bitcoin blockchain, can be really, really good, useful in transparency. And so we did that. But now that we're building the standard, it's the shirt here, we're building it on Ethereum, because it's got the network effect of the other applications of finance. And I really want to build it on Bitcoin, man. I was looking and looking and looking, but it's not ready yet. So I'm really, really excited about this. I think it's great. We'll definitely work on adding some development to that project, depending on how well it's starting to look. And try to build a bridge across to those, because I think if we can build a bridge across to the Ethereum space, which is vast now, it really is vast, and it's very, very, it's fascinating, because they are taking on Wall Street with a lot of the functions, which is really, really cool, to have non-custodial ability to do complex lending and things like this. A really, really, really fascinating space. So I hope that we can do it on Bitcoin. I don't really care if it is or not, because Bitcoin to me is this beautiful store of value. It's the original crypto it will always have value no matter how many extra features it gets. But I think it is definitely such an exciting space that I hope that maybe we can see more complex code being written and programs being written for Bitcoin. Yeah.
Martine Wishmayer.
I think it's exciting to see. Unfortunately, I've been reading about Square and the Cash App and their seller point of sale type of app. Unfortunately, it's not available here in Europe. So when I go to the Play Store, I see Cash App not available for any of your devices or not available in your region. So I think open sourcing it and decentralizing it would also give the other parts of the world access. I think it makes sense. If you look at like Bitcoin, it's a decentralized cryptocurrency. So why do we feel the need to build centralized services on top of this layer of decentralized currency? So this is also the reason many of our clients, the general bytes who operate networks of Bitcoin ATMs, they all run their own server. And like 90%, it's like 10% doesn't like to run their own server, so they run it in a cloud server that we can provide them. But all the other ones, they use their own server, and this is the way it should be. For if this stuff is decentralized, it will only make the network stronger. And I think Jack understands that, and I think for it to succeed and maybe become a standard in payment app, point of sale apps, maybe buying Bitcoin app, it needs to be decentralized. It will I think it was good for the industry. And I also read in the article that they purchased Tidal, which is a streaming platform last summer or less than a year ago. And I never used it because I'm like always like on Spotify, but I had a look tonight. It looked like awesome. So just imagine that you could like stream sats over Lightning to your favorite artist while you're listening, and that's the way they are making their money. I mean, we've seen pilots on this Lightning app called Breeze. And you can like visit your favorite podcast, and then while you're listening, you can constantly stream sets every minute. Now imagine doing this with all your favorite artists, not just podcasts, but like any artist. It would totally revolutionize the entire music industry. So I think he is onto something, and therefore I really think it's really cool and just fantastic. And as soon as there is some code out there, I'll definitely have a look at it to see where I can improve or where we can change, or maybe tap it into the general bytes network of ATMs. I don't know, but we'll definitely see something coming out of this. So yes, Jack, super. Thank you.